Balrog Fan, Zexorus, and DJ Tyrant. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Heroes Powerhour. This is a Heroes of the Storm broadcast brought to you by BlizzPro.com.
Technically,
DJ Tyrant, and
it is a broadcast of a podcast.
This is true. Broadcast every week here on twitch.tv/BlizzPro, Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific or sometime thereafter. But yeah. This is episode 112 here on the first day of August 2017. We have a good amount of stuff to talk about with this show. We have a new hero up on the PTR. We have some changes to discuss. We have a Western Clash to preview and some little tidbits of news about heroes not being on TV and bit cheering for said Western Clash. But first of all, let's talk to all the hosts. Zexorus, how has your week been in Heroes? What have you been up to?
I hate Heroes so much right now. It's the worst game. Don't play this game. It's terrible. I hate myself and everything I stand for right now because of Heroes of the Storm. Other news, I got a brand new Nintendo Switch.
Nice.
Came with Splatoon 2. Well, not brand new. I bought it off a friend for $200, and then I got my brand new Beyond the Summit chair, courtesy of BTS. I looked at the shipping cost on that. It was $149 to just ship that chair.
Yeah, those things are expensive to ship.
I need to message LD or Gods or whoever sent that chair and be like, do you guys want me to pay you back for the shipping at least?
Anything that doesn't fit in like an envelope size thing, it just gets out of control quick.
Yeah, unless you're Amazon, apparently.
This chair is so nice, but I'm committed to sitting. I can't be a lazy butt like I can in my other gaming chair where I can sit cross-legged in the basket. Mm-hmm. I am committed to sitting. I don't know how certain Dota players who play like knees up in the chair.
I don't understand that.
Ice does. Yeah. He plays like that, and I don't know how he does it when he goes to this, the summit or something like that. It's absolutely insane. But this is by far and away the most comfy chair I've ever had. I like it. Thanks, BTS.
I'm still bummed. I could have gotten one of those chairs and just had to pay shipping for it, but I was too lazy. So when I worked at D2L in Vegas, we put together a bunch of the chairs, and they were just it's done. We're not gonna take these chairs. If you want them, take them. And I was I have to drag it down to some shipping place down the strip. Can you imagine me just pushing this chair down the strip?
Yeah. That would have been cool. Everyone hey, that's a nice chair. Where are you going with it? I'm going to go get it.
Yeah. A couple people did do it. I think it was $60 or $90, which totally would have been worth it, but I was very lazy.
The joke as I was waiting for this chair to come in was that Beyond the Summit just took a folding chair and just spray painted BTS on it, and they sent me that, and I would have sat in it.
You would have.
Yeah, I would have, but because they would have sent me something at least for 6 years of work with them.
There you go. Yeah.
Thank you to Beyond the Summit for being just awesome in general, and nice and personable. So we'll move it on to Charlie.
Definitely a huge fan of BTS. Do some hero stuff and hit me up.
Okay.
Power fan, how are you doing? How has your week been in games?
Pretty good. Played some before the show matches. Played some matches with Digi again over the week. Didn't get to play as much as I thought. Gaming in general, I've kind of stopped. And this happens sometimes in the summer. I'll just step away from games as a whole. Compared to the amount I play them before. I played a little bit of Kingdom Hearts this week. And that's really it. I haven't been playing too many games in general.
No, I totally understand that. With my new job, I've been I don't know, it's week 6 or 7. It's IT job, so you kind of already know what that entails. It's a lot of work. It's really busy. So sometimes when I get home, I just don't want to play competitive games at all. So I've been playing a lot of Zelda on the Switch, and that has been really nice to just kind of take at my own pace, not have to worry about anyone else ruining my game. It's all my fault if something gets screwed up. But I guess I'm skipping Carl for right now. We'll get back to you in a sec. But I also lucked out and got a NES Classic because Amazon, for some reason, had a bunch and decided to use them to promote their treasure truck, which is kind of like a food truck, but it doesn't sell food. It just sells random items that apparently Amazon has a bunch of that they want to get rid of. So we had to drive to LA for that on Saturday. I was thinking, oh, Saturday, I'm just going to relax at home. And then I saw this notification from my guildmate. He's like, oh, they're selling NES Classics, but you have to drive to LA. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going to have to go do this.
How long of a drive is that for you? 4 hours?
No, it's about an hour. It's not too bad.
Oh, it's only about an hour? Okay.
But it's driving in LA. So, I mean, it is what it is. Carl, how about you? How's your week been in games? What have you been up to?
I want to say I played a little bit during the week. I don't remember who I played, though. And I played some before the show. And I played Butcher to horrible effect. Basically was the best player on the enemy's team. I played Rainer and did okay, but not great. It wasn't really impactful. I played somebody else, and then I played Vala, and we actually won in a very close game that viewers on the Twitch saw the end of.
I don't feel good about that win.
It was handed to us.
It was not. We earned those 2 keeps.
We did earn
one off those 2 keeps. The enemy did not respond correctly, and we won the video game.
Yeah, we did. Oh my goodness, that was very funny though. Oh my gosh,
I hate myself. Send help.
Yeah, Willie was not a happy camper tonight.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, but yeah,
I'm grumpy.
I watched it. That was silly. That was very silly. Winions for the win. But let's get into some of the news this week. We did have a PTR go live yesterday, July 31st, and it includes the brand new hero, Garrosh, and also some really interesting changes to a couple of heroes, most significantly, I think, Butcher. But before we dig too deep into this, what do you guys? What I want, Zextrus, you did the preview video for Garrosh. I mean, what are your first impressions on him?
I really like the Wrecking Ball build. I really like the Wrecking Ball build. It is impactful, being able to assist. He's a dive character without diving himself. If you want that Greymane in on the back line, just fastball special it. You know? And he has a surprising amount of sustain for what he brings to the table. His Q is actually really good, especially if you can hit people with the tip of it and pull them back in. The taunt ultimate is going to be amazing. Even his damage ultimate is really, really good. It's got 3 charges, and they come back pretty quickly. So, and then you can talent into damage reduction at 20 with that ultimate. So he's a lot of fun for just a solo tank. I when I was messing around with him, I had a lot of fun just trying stuff out. I'm 100% certain, because I know Charlie wants to ask the question, but Mr. Chooch is going by his house right now. Yes, you can chuck you can chuck a Diva Bomb.
That sounds really, really fun, and I feel like Garrosh is going to be one of those heroes that I just really pick up and play and just enjoy right from the start, because he looks like he's a really fun toolkit, and his talents look really interesting, because there's that 1, I think at level 1, that kind of locks you into a path, right?
Yeah, that's body check. And that's not bad either. Body check's pretty good. Like, I liked it. But I just like Wrecking Ball so much more. And Carl's over there shaking his head. Why are you shaking your head?
Don't worry about it.
I won't. I won't worry about it.
Oh my goodness. Anyone else have some initial impressions on Garrosh? I know we probably haven't been able to play him in PTR, but what are your thoughts with him being playable now on PTR?
I think he's a pretty good solo tank overall. I think you can't solo tank with him. I think he has enough sustain to soak damage, and his armor up trait is also really good as well, with him being able to gain 1 armor for every 2% of missing health. Like, you're probably going to be hovering around, 25, 30 armor most of the time. So something is hilarious, and I have no idea what it is.
Don't worry about it. Oh my goodness. Let's get the rest of the crew in here, though. Like, they're messing around in chat, but Carl.
So, I don't know. I think Garrosh is going to be pretty good. I think the Groundbreaker Q, I was kind of zoned out while he was talking, so hopefully he didn't already talk about this. But that outer edge seems pretty small. Did you talk about the outer edge of it? How hard it is to hit?
He's shaking his head no.
All right, so...
Now, say again? I'm sorry. I was catching up on the idiocy you guys are pulling.
All right, nobody's
yes, it is a fidget spinner!
So, Garrosh's Q, the edge of it is pretty small and seems like it'd be pretty hard to hit.
Not as much as you think. I mean, yeah, you're right. It is pretty small, but it's not hard to gauge the range on it.
Okay.
Like, you should be able to especially you should be able to consistently land the people on the edge of it. Now, some of the players we played with today, probably not.
Yeah, I do like skills like that are kind of just a little bit of extra skill expression.
And if I remember correctly, going through the talents, there is a talent that, and it encourages you to hit the edge of his Q, because there's a talent where if you land it, they're also slowed afterwards.
Yeah,
which is actually it's a meaningful. So it's like a 30% slow or something like that. It's a meaningful slow. So
yeah, they'll probably be a really good talent. Because that's his main form of CC outside of his ults. He can throw, so there's that.
You can stun. You can talent into a throw. It doesn't work with allies, but if you throw an enemy, you can talent it into a 3/4 of a second stun as well. So
that's pretty nice. Yeah, but I think Warlord's Challenge is going to be pretty cool. I like taunts. I like tanks with taunts.
Yep.
Decimate, just kind of I don't know.
It's a big AoE on Decimate.
Yeah.
It's a deceptively large AoE on that. Like, you think, okay, well, he's just going to hit people, everyone around him, and he ends up hitting half the screen. You're like, okay.
Yeah. So. I think, I don't know, neither of these ults are really going to get huge highlight moments. But, Wrecking Ball might. So that might be where you see the big hype plays from Garrosh.
I'm a big fan of his trait. I think it allows him to be friendlier to newer players. I'm a fan of a mechanic that both works and is friendly to new players, and his trait is just that. So I want to see where he fits, what he does with other players on real maps, not the PTR. So I'm excited to see him drop. But yeah, the thing that has me the most excited is his trait, which I know it's just kind of like a bland passive trait, but it's impactful. It's one of the best things you can give a warrior: more armor.
Yeah,
I agree.
It was good. Speaking of armor, they did add armor indicators next to hero health bars, so you have a better idea of what's going on there. I think that's good.
Yeah, and I noticed that when I was messing around with Garrosh that every time his armor would go up, there would be a little armor symbol and a number beside his health bar, and I thought that was really handy. And there's a talent where if you chuck an ally, like they get armor. Maybe that's the one where you can throw your allies, but they get armor as well. And that was popping up, and I thought that was really handy to know. Instead of having to look down to the lower left to see how much armor you currently have. Mm-hmm. It's right there, ready for you to see it. So,
yeah, I think another UI change. I haven't been able to test this out because I don't have PTR downloaded. Maybe I should have for the show. But this cursor cooldown notifications. Did you mess with that at all, Willie?
The cursor cooldown? No, I hadn't.
Yeah, there's an option now to display your ability cooldown indicators near your mouse. And it can be enabled or disabled in the options menu. So I haven't seen it yet. I'm very curious on how it looks.
Like a weak aura for a MOBA?
Yeah, there we go. That would actually be really cool.
I'll mess around with it after the show because that actually sounds kind of interesting and also absolutely distracting as well.
Yeah, it's gonna add visual clutter, but if you don't have to look down to check. Oh, my cooldown's coming back up. So.
Also really cool is that the in-game chat improvements. I like that you're going to be able to move the chat box around.
I thought they just eliminated chat. That would have been handy.
I know. Maybe that would have been better. But yeah, you can go through history and timestamp option as well. And hero names will now display as hero icons to the left of messages and chat. So, some quality of life changes. We've talked about that before. Are you about to cut somebody, Balrog fan?
Take a shot.
I was going to take a shot.
Oh, okay.
But all I had were scissors.
Okay.
Take a shot of scissors.
And I think the big non-hero specific change in this PTR is another battleground rotation. Now the ranked games are going to be on Braxis, Battlefield of Eternity, Sky Temple, Cursed Hollow, Blackheart's Bay, Towers of Doom, Warhead Junction, Dragonshire, and the return of Garden of Terror for everyone.
But you know what's gone?
Hanamura is gone.
Yay!
So I know this has been talked a lot about before. I know some people want to see the map rotations for ranked to reflect HEC. I'm curious on what your thoughts are on that, considering that would mean certain maps would be out of the rotation for 5-6 months at a time. Yeah. What do you think is the right approach here? I'm really sad about Garden and Warhead coming back, but definitely happy about Hanamura no longer being in my ranked games.
I thought Garden was already around.
Was it?
Yeah, we've been playing Garden, yeah.
Oh. Well, don't mind me.
So
they took away Haunted Mines.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Tomb.
Yeah. No. Tomb's okay to get rid of, I guess. I don't know.
So I like faster rotations because it's like vaguely cool to say, okay, I play on all the same maps the pros do, and it's nice for them as far as like Cure League practice. But mostly, I'm not a pro. Right, I'm just playing this for my normal entertainment, and there are some people who really like certain maps and really hate certain maps. And if you're just like Sky Temple's biggest fan and Sky Temple's out for 5 months,
I'm a sad panda.
Exactly. Nobody wants to be a sad panda, so we make you only sad panda for like a couple weeks, and then the map rotates. And I think that's just the best way to do it for casual play.
Yeah, no, I agree. I understand both sides of the argument there, but I definitely lean more towards having these more frequent rotations. It feels like we just had a map rotation for ranked. Maybe it was a month or two ago? I don't know.
When they released Hanamura, right? When Genji came out.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
So we've been here for like a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah.
I think that's plenty of time to pass for another change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like what we do and what the pros do should always just be
yeah. No, I agree. The other big change for Battlegrounds is specifically to Cursed Hollow. Audio and visual indicators have been added to alert players when there are 10 and 5 seconds remaining on the Raven's Lord's Curse. I guess it's a good thing for mapping out timings and stuff and knowing when you can kind of push out versus having to defend against a curse.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's more helpful when you're defending against the curse.
Now you say that, but you act like players in Hero League are actually gonna utilize that. They're just gonna push harder and go deeper, and then blame you because you backed with 4 other people and they decided to stay. I'm not speaking
tell that this week Willie has a very high opinion of the Heroes of the Storm community.
Willie went off on visual indicators right there. Let's just recap that for a second. We were talking visual indicators. He spun that into hatred for Heroes of the Storm.
I am very mad at the player base right now. Like there's bad, and then there's what we saw tonight, and. That was
quick match. I mean, I'll take.
I honestly
take your word for
tonight wasn't awful. Like we lost our games, but it was just like normal. Like okay, yeah, some people got picked. We lost a couple team fights.
Okay, we had a 15 death Genji, a Hammer who had no idea what she was doing, and then we lost another game by 3 levels, and then whatever the 4th game was, and then we. Shouldn't even won that 5th game, but somehow they were more stupid than what we were, and they lost to minions. I'm just saying, those first 3 games were awful. I'm very mad.
The Hammer one is the only truly terrible example. The rest were just
I really hate the Hammer one as well, mainly because the Hammer was such a jerk.
Yeah.
So Ragnaros, Lord of something.
Lord of Fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
Light.
Lord of Light.
Lord of Fiery Light.
Ragnaros Light Lord.
Yes.
Oh my
gosh.
We go. Living Meteor and Blast Wave get changed. Living Meteor damage reduced and Blast Wave cooldown reduced. Some talent changes as well. I think the more interesting thing is this Lava Surge cooldown increase from 10 seconds to 30 seconds. So
cooldown reduction
increase, yes. So that makes it that you're going to be able to Lava Wave much more often than you were in the past.
Cool.
At 20.
Cool. And only new players and bad players will take it.
Well, was anyone taking Ragnaros now anyways?
No. Well, yes, technically, but you still want Sulphurous Smash because it does a huge amount of damage and it's a stun. If it just doesn't outright one. Yeah. So why do I want Blast Wave again?
Braxis.
No,
Braxis.
Stop it.
Yes.
No,
it's a very good old
serious.
on Braxis.
Yeah. He's being totally serious. No, it's good.
Most of the maps, if you're in a team fight situation, you want Sulphurous Smash because it's going to win you the team fight. There's an argument, and I'm saying it's always the pick, but there is a decent argument for taking Lava Wave on Braxis.
If they overcommit to pushing with their thing and they all eat the Lava Wave and then suddenly they're not standing in a pile of minions, they're standing kind of by themselves, it's pretty good. Because it wipes out the small Zergs and the Hydralisk, I believe, outright, and then it puts decent damage on everything else.
I don't know. I'll have to see it in action.
Braxis is the only one, though. It's
really only Braxis.
And then even then, at level 20, you probably wouldn't be going, yeah, now I need 30 seconds off that cooldown. You'd probably just take one of the other talents.
Oh, man.
Raid boss or whatever that is.
Heroic difficulty.
Yeah, that's it.
Heroic difficulty, yeah. Butcher, though, man.
I know we were talking about this. Why don't you talk a little bit about this? Because you really, I think, dug into this and kind of were...
Well, I never got an answer because I don't PTR. So I'm curious if what they mean. So what they say is the meat drop by heroes is going to be increased from 5 to 25. The meat to complete his quest is going to be 200.
From 125.
Yes.
Yes, from 125.
And you get half an attack damage per meat stack instead of 1.
Mm-hmm. So that's all fine. That sounds just like normal rebalancing of scaling and stuff like this. The part that I don't understand is once the quest is complete, enemy heroes continue to drop meat, giving the butcher 5 permanent basic attack damage per meat collected. Now the meat drop by heroes is increased from to 25. Now are they saying that you get 125 or you just get 5 just on the meat? Like the 25
has to be 5.
The number of meat doesn't matter. Like you just get 5 attack every time a hero dies.
Yeah, like it's worded like it would be 125. I agree with you there.
Yeah, it's really weirdly worded.
There's absolutely no way.
Yeah.
They're giving you 125 attack damage for every takedown you can be alive after.
If they are, Blizzard hates us. They hate quick. Should I
load up the PTR now and find out?
I mean,
it takes so long. You have to sit in try mode and kill Arthas 8 times.
Yeah.
But so the general gist of these changes is, one, they're baselining Abattoir, however you could pronounce it.
Uh-huh.
But they're also trying to incentivize hero kills over minion kills.
Yeah.
So they increase the number of stacks it takes by a little less than 100%, and actually 60%. But they quintupled the amount of meat you get from enemy heroes. Mm-hmm. So it takes forever to finish your quest soaking in a side lane, but you can do it reasonably well if you're team fighting early and getting kills.
You only need to be around 8 corpses.
8 corpses, or probably 6.
Yeah, 6 corpses and some lane
minions.
Some minion meat.
I am excited I am actually excited. Like, I did mess around with Butcher a little bit on the PC. I see Charlie looking at me suspiciously. So I was messing, like, it is pretty busted. Like, baselining that trait, or that talent, like, frees him up for other talents at 1. Mm-hmm. And there's no other changes to him. And it's busted. Like, you'll see him. So I can't wait personally to see my next quick match butcher to constantly dive 1v5 for that sweet meat and get blown up constantly. I can't wait.
It's gonna be good. I mean, Butcher's gonna see a lot of play. I'll say that.
Sure. No, this is this would be the equivalent of, I don't know, baselining Brewmaster balance.
Remember, kids, when you're playing Butcher, he's not your primary engage.
Yes.
Remember that, and you'll do fine.
That's fair.
I think that's a really
Carl,
fair assessment.
That was a really fair assessment. But you know what? They only heard Butcher primary engage.
Just
that's all they heard.
Stop. Just stop it.
He's already dead.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
Really quickly before we get into Western Clash, did anyone watch Bloodlust? Because for whatever reason, I missed every time it was on.
I did.
And Roll20 rolled over everyone, right?
They dropped only one map the entire tournament.
Maybe they're mad about not making Western Clash, and so they just took it out on everyone in Bloodlust.
So here's the thing. Either they were really mad about not making Clash, or the other teams just really didn't care.
So I saw some tweets, and it was like Tempo Fury. He tweeted like, "Hey, we beat Gale Force," and they definitely weren't hiding strats. And then King Calf tweeted like, "Nah, man, we're definitely Medivh one tricks." I think I've said this before, but I hate this about the Heroes community. Like,
it's not just Heroes; it's other games too. But this is, I hate this too.
Yeah, but like League doesn't, which is the other esport I watch. Right? If a team says we think this is the best draft in the meta, they will draft it. Right? Mm-hmm. Because they're saying they're respecting the other team. They're saying we're trying to win every game we play. We're going to draft what we think is the best, and they're going to give it a shot. And they say, if both teams understand how to draft properly in this meta, we're going to win because we're better than you. But Heroes It's all about we think the only way we can beat you is by out drafting you, so we can't show our drafts until it's a high pressure situation.
Yeah,
I really dislike that.
Yeah, yeah. Sandbagging sucks in any game. Like,
And I mean-
I hate it.
Draft does, I think, matter more in HOTS than League, which is my other experience, and maybe there's other games where this is a thing, it matters more. But it's just like, you can draft a normal, decent comp, right? You don't have to be like, oh, we suddenly think Medivh's good to fake people out, right? Just, if you have a weird, like Cloud9's draft with the Murky, Brightwing, Abathur, Tassadar, whatever the fourth was, or the fifth was, like you have to pull that out all the time. But if you're just like, hey, we think that Genji is a really good hero and that, Uther's the best support, like, just draft them.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was good to have heroes on, even though HGC was not on this weekend. But let's get to the meat of it. The Western Clash is happening this weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we have quite the lineup here. We're just going to go through these first round matches and then give our thoughts on who's going to win the entire thing. That's not named Fnatic.
Wait. How am I supposed to answer that then?
I'm just kidding. It was a joke about how Fnatic's the favorite going into this. Like, strong favorite. Anyways, first round is Fnatic versus Red Canids.
So easily Raid Canyons 3-0.
Yeah, I think
we can
that's
move on.
Pretty okay. There you have it.
Wow.
Tempo Storm versus Team Liquid is the second series of the day to start things off. Powerhour fan, can Tempo Storm actually do something at a LAN?
I think they can beat Liquid. If they can beat anyone, it's Liquid.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could add more to that, but I just think if they're going to do it, it's going to be against Liquid. I don't have a lot of faith, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you for sure that Liquid's going to beat Tempo Storm, because I don't feel that strongly about Liquid in general.
I feel like this might be the closest series of the first round series, and I feel like it's going to go 3-2. I'm just not sure which way it's going to go 3-2.
Yeah, I can't really see Liquid dropping this to Tempo Storm, so I'll say Liquid, but like I said, if Tempo Storm's going to beat any of these EU teams, it's Liquid.
Yeah, I'm going to say Tempo Storm just because I feel like they're tired of kind of being the joke at these international events, and I feel like they really want to get their stuff together, and this is their chance to show it on a big stage like this. So we'll have to see. Zex, what are your thoughts on this series?
If Team Expert doesn't beat Team Freedom, I'm done with the whole tournament, because really that's the only team I care about right now. Like,
great
teams...
preview of Team Tempo Storm versus Team Liquid.
Oh well, I mean, really, Liquid's looking kind of weak, and Tempo Storm. So the Tempo Storm is probably going to take the first two games, and then someone's going to have to call a doctor because Tempo Storm is going to start choking. And then Game 5 will be super exciting, and then we'll all take a nap.
P5G, what do you think of the Tempo Storm Liquid series?
So, last time we had a Western Clash, NA teams took one game against EU. But I think Liquid is weaker than any of the EU teams that were there. So, I still think Liquid's going to win. I think Tempo will take one game, and I think NA will probably pull a couple other games off of EU throughout the tournament. So I think it's going to be 3-1 Liquid.
Okay. The next series is going to be Gale Force Esports versus Namia, the Australian team. Namia just continues to show up at these Clash events, and sometimes they definitely show some life, but Gale Force, they've really come together, I think, with the addition of Caffeine and K1 Pro. and it'll be interesting. I talk about this every time I feel like when we're talking about Gale Force series in Heroes, is that if you go target Michael Udall and try to get in his head, that really disrupts Gale Force's flow. And
I think you see what tank King Kef drafts in the first game, and you ban it the rest of the series, and you win.
So Jimmy's a fan of the Zuna strat.
Yes.
And Carl's a fan of the Glaurung strat.
I love these strats have names.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that's not how you used to play against those people.
No, you're
right. You play against Zuna, you just go after him repeatedly. He'll eventually tilt and start making mistakes. Glaurung, back in the day, ban Sonya. Done.
Yep.
I still think though Gale Force wins this like 3-1.
No way. Nomi is going to take this one. Like, this is the last series with they're going to have with Arcaner on the team. So this is like their big chance. They're going to be playing like extra motivated this game. Like I see Nomi taking this 3-1, 3-0. Like they are the bane of NA for some reason. Like they always just have NA's number. In clutch situations, like where NA has to clutch it out, like Nomia just throws a monkey wrench into the works.
When was the last time they beat NA in a series, though?
They never. Okay, technically, I don't think they've ever beaten NA, but there's times where NA needed to 2-0 Nomia. I think both times was with Roll20, and Roll20 had to take at least a game off of them, and Nomia is like, yeah, no. So
no, that's understandable. I still think Gale Force to win.
I think Nomi will take this one. I think everyone's sleeping on the Australian team here. I think they're getting better, if I'm honest, because there's nobody even close to Nomia, to my knowledge, in the Australian region. Like they just completely dominate that area.
That's the problem, though, is they don't get quality practice. I think that's just what I think.
Good mechanics and fundamentals take you a long way. I mean, you might not get good practice against.
Do they take you better than the number one NA team?
What's that?
But do they take you to better than the number one NA team?
I think they. Yes.
Okay.
I would say yes. I mean, fundamentals win games. Like.
I think at the very least they win a series in the lower bracket.
Yeah,
I think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think it's against Gale Force.
Well, okay, that's not fair, because if that happens, they're playing red canids, and that's not fair. That's like that's like saying, "Hey, I feel really bad you lost first round. Here, in that jiu-jitsu tournament. Here's a toddler. Here's a toddler to second round."
I think they'd play the loser of the next series, Expert versus Freedom, though.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think they could beat Freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they probably could beat Freedom, and they probably could beat Tempo Storm. And I'm not saying they beat him, 10 times out of 10, but I think there's a good enough shot that it could happen, and I wouldn't be blown away.
I don't like Freedom, so I think everybody can beat Freedom.
I don't even know why Freedom's so good.
I thank you for catching up with me finally. I don't know why they're so good either. I don't get it. I don't know. When I watch them play, I don't see them playing any differently than what they have been. So that either means NA got a lot worse, or the meta suits them. Yeah, and I don't think the meta's changed that much overall.
I mean, they got Cure, and he's good, but
he's not putting the whole team,
exactly,
and 800 pounds of weight on my shoulders and go running off into the sunset with these guys. No.
Yeah, no, I agree there. Personally, I think this series is Experts to lose. I think it's like a 3-1 in their favor, and they move on. Bowercran, you've been quiet We're talking about expert now, though, so I'm sure you want to
Talk about your boy, Bad Benny.
Yeah, no. I'm definitely rooting for expert. Previous one, I'm rooting for Nomia, but I think Gale Force will win. I think this is definitely going to be the best match to start.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a lot of faith that any of the other matchups are going to be so like must watch, but that's the nature of first round brackets generally.
How many
you get
people?
one good series, and then the rest are just kind of there.
How many people on Team Freedom have previous LAN experience? Do any of them?
Hold on, let me look. They all do.
Some of them might have been to dorm.
Collusion and Zagrug at the very least do. I think they were on teams that went to North American Championships at one point last year. And I think they were on teams that went to, I know this is going way back, but the Heroes Rising event. Kira has played Dorm twice and gotten top 4 both times. So
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Well, he won last year.
Oh, did he? Oh, that's
Was it
right.
last year?
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But the other two, I think maybe did on like TNC maybe or something like that. I can't remember that far back in all the rosters, but at least Collusion, Zagreg, and Cure have pretty significant LAN experience. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for them. I think Expert has better LAN experience than them. So I think that helps them out.
Okie dokie. I just wanted to check that real quick.
But enough of that. Does anyone but Fnatic win this event? Like, Fnatic just looks so good right now.
Nomia wins it. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Lock it in.
I really don't think anybody at this event is a threat to Fnatic.
Like, I feel the only threat to Fnatic isn't at this event.
Yeah.
Because Dignitas always gives them fits, and obviously they didn't qualify. They get to watch it at home.
So everyone's like expecting Fnatic to win, and Fnatic is going to have these huge expectations. And Fnatic is playing incredible right now, and it's going to lead. I feel like it's going to lead to them being a little bit lazy at the wrong time.
It could, but if Fnatic does their job, they have no business losing this tournament.
Yeah, this is. I will agree. This is Fnatic's tournament to lose, but like someone's going to punch them, punch up and give them a black eye in the process. And I honestly think it could be Nomia.
I don't think any of the teams here are strong enough.
Remember, Fnatic lost to Playing Ducks.
In a series that didn't matter.
Stop it. Every series matters. Stop
I'm going to say that every time you bring that series up.
That's fine. You can keep saying it, but look. You know what? A win's a win. It looks good on paper. They have Playing Ducks have a win against Fnatic.
They do. This carries over to the second phase.
Yeah.
So it's not irrelevant. It didn't matter towards Western Clash, and it probably won't keep them out of BlizzCon unless Fnatic just does a nosedive in the second half.
Like Team Liquid did last year, or last split.
Yes.
Or they went, 7-0, and then proceeded to lose 3 games in a row after Western Clash, I think.
Yeah.
I think they
or
were
like Roll20 did this split.
Yeah. Oh, Roll20. Wish you could have been here.
They should have been here. I was so mad.
They shouldn't have traded Yoda.
Like they shouldn't have. I hated that move. But like I was mad at Roll20 for not performing better during the regular season up to Clash. And then I was mad at him again because I had to cheer for a team I hated so they could get into Clash, and then they needed the Heimlich. They couldn't even close the series out.
Oh, Freedom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Freedom had to shut out Tempo Storm to get Roll20 in the Clash.
They could have. I mean, Tempo Storm was kind of playing like crap, and they, as much as I hate them, they Freedom was playing really, really well at that particular moment. The 3-0 was entirely possible. But, oh, wait, no, we're Team Freedom. Let's choke. So mad.
You should be mad.
Glowrong should be there playing, not as the 5th guy.
Oh my goodness, the memes. But speaking of memes, Blizzard partnered with Twitch. I don't think we talked about this before, about bit cheering, which is set to be part of the Western Clash, but apparently it went live already. And Milkfat from Blizzard, the head of HGC, overseeing all of HGC, tweeted out earlier today that 1 million bits have already been cheered, and the event hasn't even started yet. That's an insane amount of bits, because...
So that's 10K?
It's... I don't know.
It's a penny per bit.
Okay. Your math is probably right. I trust the engineer.
If I can move decimal places over correctly.
But, like, I'm trying to think of... we just had some.
Charlie, are you in a perpetual state of train? No.
We had Summer Games done quick, and I don't think they even broke 1 million bits cheered.
No, yeah, they did. They totally did.
They did?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Wait, I'm pretty sure. Because they needed like 5 million bits or something like that, wasn't it?
I mean, there were more than just bits for that donations.
No. They had specific goals for just bits during HDD.
Okay. All right, now I'm looking it up.
Yeah, please do, because I'm actually curious.
Yeah, I feel like that can't be a thing. Like, there's no way
that HOTS in 3 hours without a show going on beat Games Done Quick.
Right. No chance.
If they weren't pushing bits, I could believe it. But if they did have these goals,
yeah.
Still, 1 million bits is 1 million bits.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Well, yeah, I know one of the incentives was 5 million bits, so.
That's true. Yeah, I'm still looking this up, so I want to prove myself right or wrong. But and what do you guys think of this? Obviously, there is some incentives, in-game incentives, I believe, for using bits to cheer for your team.
Yes, so let me read the end of this article. So, as fans cheer for a favorite team, they'll unlock team-specific cosmetic items like banners, sprays, and badges for use in the game and on Twitch. So consistently cheering for that team gives you additional items, and a fan can start unlocking items for a specific team once they reach 100 bits cheered. So everybody needs to find Willie's password and cheer Naventic, so he starts getting banners, sprays, and badges.
Carl, I will find where you live.
That is such a good plan.
So
Charlie, I'll be seeing you soon here eventually.
In general, as you cheer for any team, you unlock team-agnostic items like loot chests, mounts, and emotes in the game and on Twitch, based on just how much you've cheered in general. And then, all fans who support the program with any level of cheering will receive loot when the community as a whole hits global cheering milestones. So if we set, I don't know, maybe 1 million was a milestone. It's like everybody who's cheered now gets something. Or if it's a 10 million milestone, once they hit it, everybody who's cheered at that point gets something. So, there's just some incentives.
Yeah, I think it's a great program. I'm always for any of this stuff. If it's your choice to spend the money to buy cosmetic stuff, then it should be there. Especially since it helps support teams and it's good for the chat community. It's good exposure for HGC. I just think this is just a massive success. The fact that they've already sold 1 million bits is proof of it.
Yeah,
I wonder
that's super cool.
I wonder who had just a big old stack of bits just left over, and they're like, "I'll donate 100,000 bits because I can."
So cynical tonight.
I am. I'm just bitter.
Why can't this just be the one good story this week where you don't be cynical? Because, seriously, bits are awesome. They're great, right? Aren't they great?
Yeah, they're
great,
best
Willie.
thing ever.
Willie. They're great.
Are you sure about that?
I do.
Oh, I can get bits by watching.
You do sure about that?
I do sure about that.
Wow, I can buy 2,500 bits for $308.
That's it? That's so cheap.
That's an amazing deal. I am impressed. I'm going to buy it right now. And I'm going to donate it all to the HGC because I love Heroes.
I'm so excited to get my Niantic spray.
God, I hate you.
We should all donate to Niantic and just throw a circle of sprays around Willie every game.
You ask me why I'm bitter, and then you proceed to make me bitter.
Why you do this?
This is the really, truly wonderful part of bits.
Just trolling Willie.
Hate donate.
Host.
Yeah.
Oh my
Hate
goodness. Nate. Oh my gosh. But yeah, let us know if you want.
Get the money.
Power Hour next week. So.
Niantic get a cut of the money because I don't want to give them money.
Oh wait, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, no.
Not funding Niantic.
So sad. iDream went to the team.
I'm not. He knew what he was getting into.
Did.
I don't know what part of iDream's brain went. Niantic wants to give me a spot on their team. Sounds like a great idea. They only won one whole game the entire time last season. Great idea. I'll join.
Sometimes people can be convinced that they'd be the savior. You see it in pro sports. Mm-hmm. You know, like. You're the last piece, man. You come, we're winning. Like, all wins. So,
give me an example. I need, like, I'm not being bitter this time, I promise. I need like, a good example.
Well, that's how
when Michael Jordan went to the Looney Tunes team?
Jesus Christ. He's got you there. I mean, definitely. Good
at least David Stern didn't block that trade. And I love you, those of you listening, if you understand that joke and appreciate that.
If you don't, you need
it's okay. No,
shut
it's
off
okay.
the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So good Disney segue.
Yeah, it's a segue into Disney.
Oh.
A subsidiary of Warner Brothers. No, but so if you guys have been kind of paying attention to E3 news, there's been a lot of news around gaming stuff kind of coming to the Disney XD channel, which is kind of a channel geared more towards older teens kind of a bit.
If you want to watch Naruto, go there.
Yes, if you want to watch Naruto, go to Disney XD. But they have this block of programming now called DXP from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m., and it's featuring games, YouTubers, and streamers. And just yesterday, they started showing, I think it's basically highlights of HGC. And this will be every Monday through Friday night, 8:30 Pacific, 11:30 p.m. Eastern, just showing Heroes of the Storm. So Heroes is on national TV, national cable channel, something like that. But yeah. What do you guys think of this?
Disney, please pick me up. Pick my stream up. Thanks in advance. Just show my stream.
Yeah.
Show your 4 hour plus speed runs. I'm sure they'll love to do that.
They're not 4 hours. I was doing a D-Rust run today, and I got like 3 hours and 37 minutes, and that's not bad. That's not far off of PB pace. So.
Maybe they can edit that down to a 22 minute
3 hour,
segment.
30 minutes really helps Disney XD fit that into their time slot.
I didn't say I want anybody else in the time slot. I just said pick my stream up. I didn't say I was going to share.
There you go. But yeah, it's kind of odd to see that you open up the guide to what's on your TV and seeing that Heroes of the Storm is playing.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
It definitely is interesting.
HOTS has marketed now to either side of your typical MOBA spectrum, right? I feel like there are a lot of people who play MOBAs who are late teens, college age, who are like, "Hi, it's me." But maybe the thing is, most players like that think of Heroes as a casual game and they don't want to play it. So maybe Blizzard is making an active choice to say, "Hey, we're going to hit ESPN and hit older people." Right, because that's who watch it. People who watch ESPN are probably in their 30s or above. And then it hit Disney XD, which is strictly younger. And maybe they're just trying to hit these fringe player bases and say, hey, these people will play our game. they want to play a game, we can pick them up. So.
Yeah, and I find it interesting just because it's such a short segment. It probably gives you like one full complete game, maybe, and some highlights. So it's not too much of a time commitment for people, and it's kind of leading people into finding more content. And I hope that it's successful in that regard, just bringing more people into the Heroes community.
It's pretty cool if you don't watch HGC and you just want to, like, if they grab the best match every week and play that one match, cool. But, I mean, ultimately, what are we talking about? A replay at, like, 11 o'clock at night? 12, 1, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, it's cool, but how much is it really going to draw? This whole channel, to me, sounds like something I wouldn't, like... But it might not be for me, because I'm older, you know? I don't really get it.
You're too old for this, Charlie. You're not hip with the times.
It's basically YouTube and Twitch for people who don't have a computer, I guess.
Right, that's where I'm drawing the disconnect, because it sounds like you're just highlighting stuff that happened on YouTube and Twitch that you probably already seen. If you're somebody that's committed enough to want to watch gaming, that you're watching a specific gaming block channel. Mm-hmm. Like, we're talking, like, I don't know where the appeal is for the casual person. I guess maybe it grabs younger people, and so it's like, hey, you know, possibilities of the internet and what's out there and what you can watch. Here's some of it all condensed. Kind of cool. I don't know. It just reeks of failure to me, honestly. I hope it works, but...
I mean, that's mostly on just Disney XD's choice on what they want to put in their broadcast.
Yeah, this is not me criticizing
in this form.
Right, this is not me criticizing Heroes of the Storm or Blizzard in any way for what they're doing, because do it. Why not? Yeah, sure. Replay our stuff. Give us advertising.
Yeah. Oh, and before anyone gets confused, HEC will always be on Twitch.
Yeah.
You'll always be able to watch it live.
Yes. You don't have to have
this isn't a substitute for it. It's just an addition.
Yeah, this is just a replay of what, you know, during the week. If you missed it over the weekend, you can catch replays of games, matches. Mm-hmm. Imagine one match a night, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
5 days a week, you know, you can catch one good match, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. But I think that might be it for episode 112 of the Heroes Power Hour. Any closing thoughts before we head off?
Episode 110 and 11 are not on the BlizzPro page. I'm saying that out loud.
They should be up there.
They're up there now? Soon? TM? Well, yes. Okay, so if you're listening to this on the podcast, probably up now. You're good. You want to go watch. Like, for the people who listen to our podcast, then immediately go to our YouTube page and then watch the video, those people, you're good.
You're good. No problems for you.
As of right now, me just talking to Jimmy sidebar.
Yeah,
it's not on the
he's
YouTube
rightfully
channel
calling me
right
out.
now.
It's fine.
But yeah, that's all I've got for my final thoughts. Oh wait, check out Nexus Commentaries Thursday. Hey. We're going up there again, commentating on matches and chair league and stuff. It'll be fun. Twitch.tv/Nexus Commentary. Me and Zexorus. I'm gonna try to desalt Zexorus. Put him on a low sodium play style.
Low sodium diet.
Yes.
Zexorus, how about you? Where can people find you? What are you doing?
I'm currently derusting from my Phantasy Star 4 speedruns. Like I said earlier, I had a pretty good time today. It was actually a really good time considering how much I screwed up that run. But you can find me at twitch.tv/Zexorus here. Almost said Nexus Commentaries. Twitch.tv/Zexorus Heroes. Thursday nights, you can find me casting with Ballrock Band. Sometimes DJ Tyrant if he decides he is not Hollywood enough and decides to come obs for us as well. At twitch.tv/Nexus Commentaries. Other than that, no, I've got nothing. Donate to our Patreon.
Patreon.com/HeroesPower. Check it out. Go there.
Sweet.
Carl, how about you?
I will not be here next week. I have church leadership retreat. I will be have very spotty internet.
Are they teaching you how
computer.
to lead the church?
They are teaching me how to lead the church.
Are you going to be a church elder?
No. I'm a small group leader.
Oh, okay.
No, it sounds good though. Get away from everything for a bit.
Yeah, it's a 5-day retreat. It's pretty good.
Now, is it like a retreat where you don't have to stress too much, or do you have to go to all these workshops and stuff like that?
We're working. We're planning out the year.
So it's not really a retreat; it's more like a workshop.
Yeah, we're retreating away from most society things, but we're working.
Okay. My questions were answered.
In short, Carl is taking a vacation from relaxing to go work.
Exactly.
There you go. Go check out here's the storm at blissbro.com. All the wonderful robot articles there, as always, from the wonderful Ale Beard. YouTube.com/blissbro for episodes that will be up there. I promise. That's 100% on me, and Charlie is right for calling me out on that. Nothing wrong with that.
I meant to say it before the show.
It's okay.
And as soon as you said that, I'm like, oh, I can tell him now so I don't forget.
No, it's good that you do it so you don't forget. But yeah, check out youtube.com/blissbro for other shows by the Blissbro Network as well. West March Workshop, Payload Podcast, Well Met, and Arcane Analysis. Join us on our Discord at blissbro.com. We talk all things Blizzard games throughout the week there. And that is going to be it for episode 112. We will see you next week and have fun in the Nexus. Don't get too stressed out by Hero League and stay tight.